So yesterday I made a video talking about the Dress to Impress drama, which I would recommend you guys watch if you guys want more context to this video. But basically there's been so much more that has actually occurred and come out about the Dress to Impress developer Gigi, along with her actual response, which we'll take a look at. But first, let's take a look at some more threads with allegations against the owner, and understand the immense amount of allegations coming out about the game. So the first individual we're going to look at is this person named Vix, who created a thread explaining their experience with Gigi. In December, their friend reached out to them about a game opportunity for weight painting and making clothes, and I took up the offer. I was promised 800 Robux. Even though it wasn't in my sales range, I still went with it. So these DMs are here at the very start when this individual was reached out to by Dress to Impress for an opportunity to create clothes. So the first things they did was this pair of beach shorts, and she liked it, but she thought it was plain. Later, this individual created these pants here, and apparently Gigi said that it made the characters look fat, which is just a weird thing to say. I don't even know why that's like a bad thing. I mean, if you're making a game that wants to be inclusive to everyone, then like, I don't really get that. That's just kind of weird from Gigi. After a while, I told her I was frustrated about the payment and her attitude towards me, and throwing away my items like it was garbage. Now, after they sorted drama out, why not make a showcase game for the items that get to class or test drives? So basically, the next allegation is this individual actually made a game where they showed off some of the things that they had created and had been declined. And when this person did this, Gigi thought that it was copying and stealing her game, and then said, "Girl, I will DMCA you," and then called her another weird name, and then got really mad for no reason. And then Gigi gets so mad at this little showcase game that she says, "Before trying to make a Dress to Impress dupe, just remember you'll never be able to top them and gain their fame. It's impossible." And she even spelled "you're" wrong, which is crazy. And I'll just kind of quickly go through, but basically there's also a thing where she called an individual the weight gain queen when her name was like weight paint queen, and it really seems that this person is very fat phobic, and that's one of the main allegations that's coming from this post. If you guys were to take a look as well, here's an insane moment where Lily Flamingo or Albert actually accurately predicted that the owner was fat phobic.
Here, I'm a noob at this game, so I might have a couple of questions. Why am I starving? Where's the representation? Where's the inclusivity? Is there no option to get a little heavier? What's that say about the creators of this game?
That's actually insane. How did he predict that so well? This is why Flamingo is the best Roblox YouTuber, hands down. So there's also now a list of everything that Gigi has done so far, and this is actually a little bit outdated as well because there's probably more allegations that have come out since this person posted it. Didn't want to pay developers for finished items, wanted to accuse the IT girl game of, talked about inappropriate stuff without the other person's consent, sent minors and SFW photos without their consent, made fun of a plus-size model, lying about wanting inclusivity and DTI, talked trash about people's work behind their backs, wanting to DMCA a lot of smaller games for no reason, taking photos of an individual and sending them a GC without her consent while making horrible comments about her, exploiter, homophobia, bought NSFW materials from minor, raided other Discord servers, owned an 18+ server as a minor, and allowed minors in it, and also racism. That is absolutely insane, and these are just probably some of the allegations, and I'm wondering how much more will actually be released in the long term. So at this point, what I'm thinking is that there are seriously so many allegations against this individual, and if they really want to take all this down, then they're gonna have to do a lot of work. But apparently they've also actually silenced people who've supported competitor games. As you guys can see from this tweet from an individual named Peter, they say that everyone knows them as one of the Dress to Impress OG streamers and celebrity influencers, and they want to talk about how they got removed from the content creator program for supporting their friend It Girl, which is a competitor to Dress to Impress. They said that they've been a part of the influencer program for some months, and they decided to remove them as long as they got a code in It Girl and was promoting their game on the live streams instead of DTI. They claim I didn't meet requirements or share the same values as them, but I call BS. Peter informed them that if not meeting the requirements was the case, then they need to understand that there was some very personal bad things occurring in this person's life that made them so they weren't able to post content or make anything. But they did not listen or care at all. They even showed them proof and showed them a link to the funeral service, and then began to contact Gigi directly because this could not have been the case for me getting fired for not meeting requirements, which like they said, they call BS. The individual even asked Gigi about the new requirements, which they did not add, which means that these people were just completely lying and just trying to come up with an excuse to kick this person out for supporting a competitor game. But what's even crazier is there's another individual named Susie Builds who was kicked out of the program for literally just supporting the game It Girl. They even said, "PS, make sure to keep this message confidential, thank you." Well, that did not work. And now finally, let's take a look at the response from Gigi, the individual who created Dress to Impress. Here is their statement. They said, "Hey everyone, I want to take a moment to address the allegations that have been going around on Twitter. I've been thinking about how to approach this, and I think the best thing to do is be upfront and honest with you all, so here's my side. Before I say anything, I just want to genuinely apologize for the hurt I've caused and for the things that I've said that have offended anyone. I never meant to offend or upset anyone, but I know that my words and actions have impacted people, and I'm really sorry for that. I'm learning, and I need to be more aware, especially with a big platform. I own that. I'm committed to being better moving forward. Half of these incidents happened when I was 14, which is no way excuse, but they are recent. I also want to clarify that I'm LGBTQ and not homophobic. I'm shaking while typing this because the things I did so young are coming back to haunt me now, especially since a lot of it has been twisted and taken out of context. And just to clear this up, I saw someone say they're in their 20s, they're actually 17 years old. So first off, the first thing they said is the R-word comment that they said and the hate that they've been giving to that game It Girl. And they said, I will admit that I made a vile and disgusting comment. It was a huge mistake and I regret it deeply. She also wanted to explain the context, saying that the devs sent her hate on TikTok and Twitter. In the heat of the moment, her emotions were running high and reacted very poorly. So she is admitting to saying that, and also that was just because that other people were hating on her that she let this out, which means honestly I really think she should work on this like reaction. I mean, if your first reaction when you get hate from someone is to like come up with false allegations about them, that's crazy. They said you should never ever joke about something as serious as R-word, and I fully understand the gravity of that. I'm absolutely disgusted with myself for making that comment, and there's no excuse for it. It was vile, horrible, and completely wrong, and I deeply regret ever saying it. Now the other thing that was said is one of the allegations being thrown at me is that we fat shame Sarah, which is 100% untrue. I want to make it clear that at no point did I ever discuss her appearance or make comments about her body. I don't even know what she looks like. No photos of her were ever shared, and I would never condone that kind of behavior. So what I'll say about this one is that there is no proof that the fat shaming stuff that I mentioned in my last video in that group chat was ever actually like proved, but there were a lot of people who said they witnessed it. So either they all could be lying or this individual could be telling the truth, and it really is just like this person said versus this person said. So regarding that Discord server that was mentioned earlier, they want to be clear that no pictures of minors were ever shared, and yes, it was an inappropriate server, which in hindsight is really gross and inappropriate, but at the time I was literally just a bored kid. I honestly don't even remember how much about what happened in that server, and it's something I'm deeply disgusted by now. So at the moment, as we've gone through this statement, it really seems that most of the stuff of these allegations are true, but some of them are pretty old. So most of them are like 2 or 3 years old. So it's up to you to decide if like the allegations, I don't know if like expire or whatever, but in my opinion, I think these things should be still like an important thing that this person is addressing. And just because it happened when they were 14 doesn't mean they're not like a bad thing that they did. They also said a lot of the fat phobia screenshots were just me joking around, which still doesn't make it right. I thought they were my friends and I felt comfortable with them, which is why I didn't think twice at the time, but that doesn't excuse it. It is really interesting how many signs this person has about fat phobia, the amount of things that they've been saying, the jokes they've been making, and I mean, I'm just saying, I feel like Flamingo literally predicted this. They finally end this off by saying this whole situation has really been weighing on me. I've had to let go of people I cared about and there's been a lot to handle. I need to take a step back and process everything, reflect on my actions, and focus on how I can grow better. This has been tough, but I'm taking responsibility and using this as a chance to grow. I'll be taking some time to focus on myself and my mental health and figure things out. Thank you so much to those who've been understanding and supportive. It means a lot. So now I want to know what you guys think, and I'm going to be explaining my opinion. I do just want to say that everything in this video is completely allegations, and I'm not really going to be taking a side. I'm just kind of observing what has been posted. I do think the fact that the individual was 14 does kind of like make it like, you know, people are dumb when they're young, and even though these things are really horrible, it is good that they've made this apology. But apparently there's information that Gigi has actually been contradicting herself. Throughout this tweet, she contradicts many of the things she said in the past. Now the statement is fairly okay, but it does actually contradict a lot of the things she said in the past. But either way, in my personal opinion, I do think Gigi is not innocent for these things. I mean, she's literally admitted to these in her statement. Ultimately though, it is up to you guys to decide who you support in this situation, and I do think it is kind of weird how many things this Gigi person has done. I think one of the main things that's pretty weird is the fact that this person has consistently made like false allegations up about people and clearly has a big issue with people who are competitors to her game. Instead of taking competitors to her game as like motivation to like grind hard or like, you know, keep doing some insane updates, you know, make the game better, she just decided to just get mad at them, bring up false allegations, or just start hating on other rival games. Okay, so the final thing from Gigi that came out as I was working on this video is her posting this, mainly saying that their goal is to make everyone feel welcome and they want to make the game a good community and something someone can feel proud to be a part of. So here are the few things that they're doing to make their game better. First off, they're going to reach out to other fashion games to collaborate. They're going to make some more adjustments to their community facing programs and spaces, hiring a new community manager. They'll work to like restructure the social spaces, including Discord. They'll add some other safety features as well, theme reporting so you can directly report when someone purchases a theme that isn't appropriate. We want you to feel like we're listening, that we care, because we do. We've been working hard to develop and add more body inclusive types to the game, and we'll be able to share a sneak peek of this soon. It may take us some time as we'll need to remodel many of our items. We make this commitment to you because we want everyone to feel embraced by our game. We want to make sure everyone is represented, and we hope to launch these early next year, but cannot give an exact time frame at the moment. Lastly, these people are going to be taking over as Gigi takes a break, and Gigi's very thankful for all the success and the ability to be able to step back and everything like that. So in my personal opinion, these are really good things, and it really seems like people push for some really good changes, and I'm excited to see how they like perform in the future with this. I honestly think this is a good place to end off this drama, and unless anything more insane comes out, I'm not going to make another video about Gigi. However, I do have a ton more videos to release, so feel free to like this video and subscribe if you guys do want to stay notified on what's going on. But either way, I gotta say this is a fairly good ending. Hopefully Gigi will become a better person, and everyone who Gigi has treated badly will get their apologies and their justice. Either way, that's it. Take care.